Today we are talking about the Countess. This is a story of Elizabeth Bathory. This is a historical fiction, so it's not nonfiction. It is based on a real person, and it is based on real crimes that person committed. Although there is speculation that maybe she was framed, I very much think she, at the very least, was very abusive and not kind to her servants. But the folklore is that she's one of the first female vampires. She's from Hungary, and she was supposedly known for bathing in the blood of virgins, and that's why she killed her servants so that she could retain her youth and her beauty. Take that how you will. This is an interesting book. I think it's a fun read, and it's short enough. I was able to finish this in like 3 days maybe. But it kind of goes from her viewpoint, pretty much just writing letters or remembering flashbacks of her youth. So it is all from her viewpoint, but it is a fun read. I will say, it's not very dark or too gory. It's more dark in the sense that she really did kill a lot of young girls, which is so sad. If this is even slightly accurate in the way that she murdered or tortured these young women, they did not deserve that at all. Some of these deaths sound absolutely horrible. Starving to death. And one of the maidens, she rips her mouth open, and it's hard to read because it's somebody might have gone through some version of that, and it's so sad. I will say though, the author did a good job in making you get really immersed in her story that she's telling. And I think they threw in a lot of fun drama, so that was interesting. I will say though, I don't feel like she really paid for her crime. In this, she has quite a few children. I believe it's 6. And one of them she only held for maybe an hour, if at best. And she's talking about how she wishes to meet the children. And I wish that she would have gotten some sort of a shock, because she, at the end, she comes to regret and kind of reflect on maybe she shouldn't have killed those young girls. And I think it would have been, I'm going to do a little bit of spoiler, just a little bit. I think it would have been such a better twist if one of the young maidens that she did kill was unknowingly her daughter that she was separated from. I think that would have just been oh, that's why she's repetitive and is so heartbroken, and that's why she ends up succumbing, rather than just she was well, maybe I shouldn't have killed him, I don't know, but I'm just gonna wait for my kids to walk me to heaven. At the end, she still is oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I'm a noble woman, I was still Christian, so I'm still getting to heaven. And it's just, I don't I wish we could have seen some sort of justice, or just her really having something destroy her. Because through the whole book, she's oh, these maids and these servants, they're all so beneath me. It's your fault. You were born to some poor farmer, and it's my right, being born to rich folks or noble people, that I get to abuse you and kill you if I so choose. So you shouldn't have been born poor. And you're come on. Then at the end, she's oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I'm still gonna go to heaven, so whatever. It was frustrating. Granted, I will say that probably is realistically how much or how little she would have reflected on this if you know, because you're not going to do that and then be like, oh, yeah, no, I've definitely changed my ways. Now I'm for sure all repetitive. Like, you probably are sick in the head. So you're going to be like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done it. But, like, what's done is done. And I think really the only reason she even started to reflect is because she couldn't see her kids. And she, like, wasn't able to do the things she wanted. So I don't think she was necessarily, like, feeling bad about killing the people that she killed. She just felt bad that she couldn't do the things she wanted to do. So I just think it would have been so much better if she got, like, if she somehow really got to see how much her actions destroyed lives by, like, affecting her without her knowing. Because I think if she learned that she killed one of her daughters, the one that was taken away, like, I just think it would have shattered her whole world. And I would have loved to have seen that. But I will say, this is a very fun read. I enjoyed it. I loved the drama. And I love that the author, I think, really took time and tried to study and make this sound as much like she could to the actual Elizabeth Bathory. So if you're into vampire folklore and you know anything about Elizabeth Bathory, I think you should read this. I think you would enjoy it as well. All right. Thank you so much.